Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Today's class is Admin Day. It's our early summer session. I'm with Christy Dennis today. We're going to be providing you some information. Truly, the class is about you, and what we want to do is try to gear up so that we create a fall class like this one, centered on answering questions that you may have. Together with Christy and Robert, your Miami trainers, we bring to the plate over 40 years of real estate experience. And I do want to share with you that Christy herself, and she may not say, or she may say during the course of the class, was the general manager for a large local brokerage. So we have her expertise and her wanting to share with you maybe things that maybe you're going through. And then at the same time, we have the ability through this Zoom session to be able to share information. So please be sure to tell us what it is that you would like to know for the next one. You can unmute yourselves during the session, ask questions, let us know if you can see or not. And of course, our class today is sponsored by Justin Bush from Cross Country Mortgage. So I'm going to let Justin take it away so he can see and share with you how he could be a part of your team.
Thank you so much, Connie. And good afternoon to all of our, I guess a lot of us here are going to be brokers and office admin, et cetera. My name is Justin Bush. I am the actually VP of lending of Cross Country Mortgage. There are certainly plenty of cross country branches throughout not only South Florida and the country, but my team, of course, is here in South Florida, located in Miami. We are a 50-state direct lender. Okay, we do specialize in residential lending. We're always going to take a very consultative approach. And so we really do like to hear about any scenarios you may be running into with current lenders, specific banks that you're having issues with. I always want to help you find solutions, even if we're not going to be the end lender. We do have a multilingual team. We're going to do everything we can to save you guys time so you can do what you do best, which is go out and get more business, right? So you want to be picking up new listings, new buyers, and so on. We're going to follow up on your leads for you. We can close loans in as quickly as 8 days as necessary, okay? So we're going to move through files very, very quickly. We're going to get your borrowers pre-approved, even through underwriting. We call it fast track approval. We do offer lots of low down payment options for both Fannie, Freddie, and FHA. Of course, we do VA as well. We've also got a lot of alternative lending options here across country, okay? So we now have a no income qualification of up to 80% LTV on a primary residence. We can go off of 12 or 24 months bank statements for those buyers or borrowers that are in a situation where maybe they don't want to show all of their income to the IRS and they want to qualify off their bank statements, or maybe they just haven't even filed in a while. Asset-based qualification, we've got rental income-based qualification for nationals now, as well as I-10 and P&L only for qualification. And just so everyone knows, the new conforming loan limit just for 2022 is $647,200 with an FHA loan limit of $460,000, and that is that's primarily for the Tri-County area. These can vary, especially for FHA and other counties throughout the state. Rates are certainly on the rise, guys, but there's still plenty of opportunity to take cash out for new investment options or opportunities. And we do specialize in condo as well. So if condo is a little tricky right now, please reach out to me. I'll be leaving all my contact information in the chat as well as this presentation. And then certainly reach out if you have condos, you want to know if it's currently able to be approved through Fannie Mae. If not, we can tell you what you may run into with that particular condo. But the key is get lots of information as you're going through that. Jumbo is bigger at cross country. We do loans up to 10 million. All right. We are delegated up to 5 million. And we do have as options with as little as 10% down and 660 credit score for up to 2 million. All right. So lots of jumbo options. And my contact information is here. I'll leave all of my information in the chat as well. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out if you'd like us to do a specific presentation to your offices. Love to educate. So if you have specific information, maybe how to navigate condo and the current market from a condo standpoint, especially here in South Florida, it could be a useful class for your team. Happy to come on, spend 15 minutes to an hour with your team, maybe on sales calls. So definitely reach out. Love to provide all that type of information for your team. Thanks so much, Connie. And you guys have a wonderful class.
Thanks, Justin. Always a pleasure. Looking forward to getting your info via the chat. Now, I do want to take a minute and say hi to everyone. I'm Connie. Christy's sitting on the other side of me, but she has her headset on, so I'm not going to push her to turn on the camera if she doesn't want to. We did have a fabulous new member orientation today with over 250 some people. And what I do want to share with you is, of course, that Memorial Day is coming up. And we hope and wish all of you have a wonderful Memorial Day. And our offices will be closed on Monday. Now, one of the things that I wanted to focus on is the trainers have undertaken reaching out to brokerages and offices. And many times we will encounter you or someone like you or an assistant on the phone. And we're trying to gather information and invite the assistants to join us for class, etc., like this one. And I don't know if you've met us or not, but your Miami trainers have a dedicated page, and you can actually always reach out to us. We do have an email that we do tend to respond to, probably within less than 24 hours. I normally want to say that we normally answer the same day, but sometimes long weekends are a little different. Your Miami trainers are available to you as well. As admins, we'd love for you to reach out to us if you're hearing or you have someone with questions in your office. And the reason that we say this and share this with you is because we've noticed that when trends occur, we'll hear from the realtor and agents that things are happening or they have questions or concerns. And what that does is it triggers in us when they ask us anything, it starts to make us focus on making sure that the training and the classes that we have available are focused on what the member may need. So if you ever have an opportunity like that or a question that you would like, you can email us individually, and you can also send us a message to trainers@miamire.com. Towards the end of the session, what I'm going to do is send you a little information page with our info so you can download it. But I did want you to know who we were. Robert, of course, is giving class this afternoon. Christy and I were together for new member orientation, so we were able to take them. And there's Christy, yay! We were able to take a minute and be with you. And again, I want you to, if you may, in the chat, tell me what part of town you are in. Now, Christy and I are currently at the Coral Gables location, but that's where we normally are at. So Carmen, you're in Hollywood. Great. Brickell, beautiful. Hallandale, such a pretty area of town. It's like a hidden gem. Key Biscayne is, to me, is classic, right? With your beautiful, para nosotros el farito. I was born and raised here, Andrea. So that's what we call it. Downtown Miami, nice. That's an ever-changing area, correct? So much construction up. Anyone else? So thank you, Vivian and Andrea, Marina, Carla, Carmen, for sharing your location. And the reason I asked you for that is we do have tech training available more and more. And we do have classes. If you notice, our tech training admin is here. We do have webinar. We have a hybrid session tomorrow at our Sawgrass location. We have had classes at our HQ, which is in Miami Springs, here in Coral Gables, our Northwestern Dade, our Sawgrass office, and more. We're trying to do next week is that I did have someone come and say, would you do something in your Aventura location? So the month of June has already been set, but we do have classes coming in July, and they may be coming up. I know we have a South Hollywood location, Carmen, and since you're asking, right? We could maybe ask for them to maybe include something in July or early August so that we get into every one of the locations to see if people are interested. Now, this isn't the only location to get our class information, but I do like to come into here. And when you're working with someone, let them know that the training that they're receiving from the trainers, and it's not because I'm one of them, but I am proud of what we did accomplish even through the times through the pandemic. We made sure to become ePro. We are certified RPR trainers, and we are certified for the state of Florida for Form Simplicity. We are PSA. We do have our At Home with Diversity. We are recognized, right, as ePro, and we're continuously working on more. But what we do have on this trainer page, and I'm going to go ahead and share with you via the chat, is there are these tech in-depth tech trainings that we have located here. And what I mean by this is that you can actually come into this area here. And sometimes maybe you'll have someone encounter or ask you, I want to have training on MLS. Well, we have an MLS series. We have a mobile realtor series. We have a Remind series. We have Free from Miami. And what's the Free from Miami? As members, they get 80 plus products and services for free. We have a social media series, and that social media is something that has evolved. When I first started here 8 years ago, the program had already been established for that. And it was actually a whole day class. It was 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. And so we called it part 1 and 2. Well, currently we're up to 5 parts, Christy. 5 parts. And then Christy pre-pandemic came aboard and we taught it, a certain way where we had evolved into having 3 or 4 sessions. But at the end of last year, the beginning of this, she challenged us as a team to go ahead and provide new items and new elements to the training. And today, towards the end, in a little bit, she's going to show you how you can leverage social media for the brokerage and what some exciting and great things you can do that are kind of easy and some fun to be out there. Because, if you're not on social media, do you really exist? How many of you feel that way? That people will check up on you or your office is on social media? No one? Anyone? The other thing that I wanted to show you here in this area is we have this in-depth text series here available. But if you click through these are actually information sheets that explain what is the series about. So we have here Matrix Acts with One Home. We have 101, 201, 301, 401, and the 501, and what's covered, what's considered essential. And then we have the trainer email, the YouTube channel, live, their Facebook and information and calendar to sign up. So Chrissy asks a great question. Before I continue, what's your IG handle? We'd love to be able to connect and follow you. And while she's signing in, I'm going to cheat and give you hers. And this is mine on, and then we also have Miami, it's _trainers. Okay, those are our 3. Oh, and then Robert, I can't do that for Robert. It's Robert Miami, right? Miami. And then Maggie, some of you came because you may have met Brian and Maggie last week. Anyone here on the call? So Maggie is MC at Miami RE because she's Maggie Curiel. The reason I'm sharing this with you is we'd love to hear yours, or if you would share yours so we could follow you back and connect. No? All righty. Next thing I want to show you is that we do have Mobile Realtor, the Remind series. How many of you have heard of Remind? Remind is a powerful tool that you can use for prospecting and farming. It is also a modern MLS, and it's also a great tool for tax services and CMA creation. So what I wanted to show you by sending you to this tech training catalog and page is that if you have questions, we may have answers between these series that we have here. We have one for commercial, working with investors, specialty stats, stats series, transactions, premium tax services, customer engagement, the social media, Free from Miami, Remind, Mobile Realtor, and the MLS series.
Oh, some coffee, Gary.
Well, Maggie's here, so come say hi. They're being incredibly shy and not speaking, so we're hoping that you'll make them break the ice.
I think there might be some people in there that I met, so.
Carla, no?
Carla and anybody
Those
else?
are the names that I could remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Yeah, but you see, now they got to see you. Yay. Well, Maggie's treating us. She's fueling us because we had a quite cheers. I don't know if you have coffee at your desk or not, but we have it here. Now,
I'd love if I could to just jump in a little bit about Remind.
go.
All right, guys. So I think of all of the classes, they're all amazing. But when it comes to administrators and brokers in your offices, I think Remind can be something that you leverage. I think it's an amazing tool for an office because our farming and prospecting, it does go into detail about finding your farming area, finding phone numbers, finding addresses, creating labels, doing digital ads. And I believe that you can strengthen your position as an office or even strengthen your position for your team by taking one of these farming and prospecting tools. And if maybe for your team or for your office, maybe that can be a benefit that the office does for your agents. Sometimes it can be a little intimidating for them to go through all the process, but if you can give it to them, for example, as your initial meeting with them, or for agents that are, especially during this time, that are thinking, I'm not sure if I want to move forward with real estate, maybe real estate is too hard for me, to be able to give them a package like that of this is your farming area, these are your phone numbers, this is how you would contact them, and kind of give them a plan, could really assist them or renew like their faith, because the first year in real estate is pretty tough. So I think that the Remind option would be great for admins, great for brokerages, and amazing for teams.
Vivian, are you asking if everyone can be muted or if you want everyone to be unmuted?
She can unmute herself. Vivian,
Yeah,
if
you
you'd
can
like,
unmute
can.
yourself.
We're a small team. We're a small class today. So guys, unmute yourself. Feel free to have a conversation with me and Connie. That's why we're here.
No, I'm sorry. I just heard someone typing and I couldn't hear what you were saying. That I meant mute, not unmute. Sorry.
It might have been me answering the chat, but I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, no, that's okay.
Oh, all righty. But
Thank you.
again, don't be shy, because the idea of what we want from this is, one, we want to be able to take material to create for our next class. But more than anything, we want to make sure that you know what's available to the member. Now, with Christy telling you that, I want to talk to you a little bit about the MLS series. And we actually teach. Now, how many of you in your office enter the listing for your agents, or are they allowed to enter their own listings? No one? We enter them, you enter them? All righty. And do you know where all the places that you can access the input forms? Do you know that we share them with Transaction Desk, that they're available in Form Simplicity and in Dot Loop, that they're actually on the MLS page, miamirealtors.com/MLS. Those are the most updated ones, and we share them to the transaction management tools. And do you also know that they're inside of the MLS? Now, do you require them to fill out the input forms and submit them to you? And Carla's the only one? Yes. Do you know that we offer a class that explains how you can find these, how you can enter them, what's required and not required? And then we teach them to leverage the knowledge of the input form to be able to search better. So if they were looking for a gated community or a pool, or what was it the other day that they asked us, Christy, a balcony?
A balcony.
If it had a balcony or on the condo, they asked us that. And the other thing that they're asking us for is to, and we are working on, because we've gotten questions from brokerages and members that they want to understand how to enter rentals correctly. So we offer a class that explains the input process from beginning to end. Would any of you even consider taking a class like that? Or you feel completely content with what you know? Do you know how to add out of area listings? Do your offices add out of area listings? Meaning, like, you would add something in Ocala or in Los Angeles or in Madrid, and does your office allow you to do that? And those are things that we cover in that 401 class. So if they're ever asking you how they can understand the database to search more, we have taken that class and we've stopped it being just add edit. And we've started to focus it on not only add edit, but leveraging that knowledge to be able to search better. The next thing that I find amazing about that class is that we took a class that was 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we actually go deep into detail of how important it is to close, and then the status change form and how it must be submitted, the auto population of the square footage. And we have a case currently that we have a member who's trying to sell the home for a law enforcement officer, and they're a protected class. So that we were struggling because we couldn't find it on any of the tax services. Well, it just so happens that we would have to take the folio number and go to the county. And we explain all those kinds of different instances in a class like that. So from what I'm hearing from you, most of you enter them for them, or you provide them, or they have to provide you the input form, correct? So you can actually send them to understand further to that MLS class, MLS 401. All righty, so that was the in-depth. I wanted to make sure that you saw us, that you met your trainers, and you saw what was available to members. The next thing I want to do is I'm going to come over, right? And I was going to talk.
Oh, can I talk a little bit about what you just mentioned?
Sure, go.
All right, so Connie did mention that some of you input the listings for your offices. Now, as you submit your new agents into your branch, you do select whether they have access to inputting their listings or not. Now, if it's been a while since you've requested this list, I know I used to do it at the office all the time, I would request for my branch to know or have a list of the agents who do have access to input. Sometimes you're gonna have a mixed bag where maybe you initially submitted them, but it didn't indicate whether they had the approval to add or edit. And every once in a while, I do give the recommendation to request that list just to make sure that everyone in your branch is listed how you need them to be listed. So if they're not supposed to be adding or editing, you can request from the association and they'll give you that list. So just a little tip.
And they're in the chat box. I went ahead and I put, you can write that into membership at miamiRE.com. We're all about making sure that the brokerages have what they need and that you guys know what's set up in the system. The next thing I wanted to take a minute and talk to you about, I had preset some pages here, is the Free from Miami. Free from Miami, you have over 80 products and services. And I wanted to talk a little bit about two of them. Do any of your offices have commercial? You have commercial listings or you work on commercial? Thanks. Excellent, Laura. I want you to know that listings that are commercial that are placed in into the MLS are automatically shared to South Florida Commercial Property Search. So listings that are placed into the MLS that are commercial are automatically placed onto this consumer facing site. And then I wanted you to see something else. Did you know that we, in conjunction with that, post onto Instagram? And I'm going to feature mine because it's the one I have here, but I could have shown you the trainer one. We feature every week 8 listings. And then your Miami trainers take those featured listings and we create this in here. Vivian, the size of Instagram is kind of small. What I was trying to do is show you that this is our Instagram page. And then the association goes and posts all of the listings I have and commercial onto this searchable website, correct? So it's the South Florida Commercial Property Search. But on a weekly basis, what we do is They select 8 properties, and then your Miami trainers create something like this. For those 8 properties that are featured, we go ahead and we share them as well. We do them through reels and stories. We do it on the trainer page. We share it to Miami Realtors, so sometimes they feature them as well. And what we try to do is, like this week, they take income on multifamily homes, multifamily properties, and the sport for that. Now, on that same token, alrighty, what I was saying is that we create this. Let me turn on mute so you guys can see it and hear me. We create these for the commercial ones once a week, right? And this week they chose the income multifamily properties to be able to be featured. But every week it's something different. And we will share these. Why? To let people know. Now, again, this website, the commercial property search, the South Florida commercial property search, is a consumer facing site. So when they list and they place it in the MLS, their commercial property, right? And that's the site if you're interested. Consumers can actually come in here and look. Another thing that we want to make very clear is these properties are searchable. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just put Doral to see if there's something.
As Connie searches, we do want to let you guys know that these properties that are selected, the offices and the agents, they are contacted to let them know that they're going to be highlighted on the website and inside of our social media. Now, one of the ways to make sure that you're not going to get selected is by not having an image. So you want to make sure that all of your agents have uploaded their images so that they can reflect when they do their open houses. Because if we don't have an image, they won't select that property. And we did do a great short video showing all of the different places that these agents or our agents can go ahead and upload those images. And I believe that is inside of Matrix where they would add in that image.
The next thing that we want to make sure too is every one of these properties. So if they are the listing agent, right, and they have the listing, this is actually a URL that they can share. This is shareable on social media to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and by email. It's also a flyer creating tool, right? So just from having your listing in here, and then this picture that you see here, Arnold is missing an opportunity of having this also featured with his image. And we teach this as well, whether it's commercial or residential. This image is something that they can easily place into the MLS. Now, do you know where this image comes from? Would you like to see where it comes from? Well, we'll show you in a minute, because right now I want to come and feature that we not only have this South Florida commercial property search, but in the Free from Miami, it's most of you, I guess the rest are residential, because only Laura, I think, spoke that she had commercial. Well, for South Florida open house search, when members enter the open houses into the multiple listing service, so into the MLS, within 24 hours, they're automatically shared to the consumer facing site, South Florida open house search. I'm going to copy and paste that into our chat. And in here, they can also come, right? And anybody can come and search. Now, again, as Christy said, we also select from here once a week and share onto social media. And Christy, you were telling them what?
That if they didn't have that image you pointed out, that they can risk not being selected as one of those offices. Or one of those listings, because they will contact you guys, let you know that you have been selected to be highlighted. But without that image, unfortunately, they won't publicize.
So this one here, correct?
You won't be selected. Yes, you'll need that image.
So you will be on the page, but you won't be selected to be featured.
Right.
And then in this instance, if Carolina was selected, she would of course be featured. Again, she has a possibility here of creating a flyer for her open house. She can share this onto social media. It has the information on the location, when the open house is, the beds and bath, property description, whether it's in person or not, contact info that would go to her, property details, and the location. All of this in one place. And again, here is the commercial flyer without the image. And here is the listings with the image. with the image wins all day, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, with this said, also to show you that, I'm going to come here into Instagram and think I did it last week. This is the one for the homes. Okay, I'm going to let you see it. This is what we do when selected. Now with this, what's interesting is that these are the ones that have an open house in the system. Now, the video for how to do this, right? You would come into Miami Realtors. I don't know if I have the video, Chris, you're gonna look for it, you're gonna share it. But what I do want you, would you mind? I'm gonna show them where they can do it. But if you guys want a link, and Carla, we're gonna answer your question since I'm logging in.
If you're a woman who owns a business, then
Clarity doesn't want us to work. I'm gonna try one more time.
Okay, we are sharing the 2022, adding your photo and all of the places that you, your team, or your agents need to add their photo inside so that they can market themselves effectively as realtors using Matrix as well as the directory, the customer-facing directory that we have.
And by the way, whether they do commercial or residential, they should put their image in all of the locations that we mentioned for branding purposes, to be able to use it for flyers and more. So these are 3 different locations for you to pick by your 3 trainers. I'm not sure what's going on with the clarity. So I'm going to X out and try one more time here again. And if not, we'll just give it a minute. There we go. Well, you were asking, and I don't know if it was directly this, but here we have the broker open house. And then I'm going to bring you into Matrix. And that image that was exactly on the property flyer is actually part of the ad edit roster. And the video with instructions, because I'm going to be quick here, is actually the one that Christy sent. So you would come into here, put your info, manage the photo, and pop in the image. And this would be the photo that would then populate South Florida commercial property search and South Florida open house search, both. All right.
If you are inputting this picture into that roster, there's another place that populates, and that's going to be on miamirealtor.com. Connie, can we go to miamirealtor.com? And right where it says consumers, hover over consumers right next to home. There's an area here that says find a realtor. And if you have not uploaded your image, if the public is looking for an agent on miamirealtor.com, it'll be a blank image, and a blank image kind of gives a bad impression of how involved we are with our business. So this is another place that it'll go ahead and populate for you guys.
So what I'm going to do here is pick on someone that I know.
Ooh, let's see if they have it.
And by the way, in the video, we show instructions to make sure you appear everywhere. And let's see. No, he has 2, so who knows? Uh-oh.
It's not there.
No picture. We'll try one more time and we'll pick on him on the second one. And nope.
Maybe Mary Lou?
Sure, let's do her.
Let's see, maybe it's in there.
If you ever wanted to allow us to have you appear in our class like this, and be what we call our friendly guinea pig, just let us know.
And we will use your information.
There she is. Let's see. And of course, takes just a second. Any other questions? Ah, there she is. There is Mary Lou. You see the difference that the picture makes? No image and then having your picture show. So again, super important. That was, by the way, what Christy was telling you was from our homepage, miamirealtors.com, the consumer site, and find the realtor. So very important to have the image added in. Watch that video, share it with your agents, make sure they know. The next thing I want to go ahead and share with all of you is that we actually have a broker landing page. Did you know about this?
You also have a direct link of this broker page on your gateway.
Mm-hmm. It's not this one, right? That's the open house. We have broker command, and we actually have a class recorded for this.
Broker management resource.
And then here is the add edit. And here's the South Florida open house search. And here's some info on teams. Okay. All righty. And then I have one more thing that I want to show you. And it's regarding news and market stats. And we've had the market snapshots for a while. Have you guys seen these? You can actually come in and they have a JPEG for. Go ahead and move my chat so I can show you a little more. Do you see them here on screen?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna minimize a little because I have mine for full-blown site. There we go. And what I wanted you to see, and what's interesting here, is that you have JPEGs available. And what this means is that you can download the image for the county of interest. And this is the perfect size for an Instagram story. Perfect size for an Instagram story. But how many of us would want a resource that we could personalize? So we invite you to do SunStats, and actually from the dashboard, SunStats is right here. While mine opens up. And for our members, it's just a click through, it's single sign in, just like it is to go into RPR after the first time, Florida Realtors, NAR, the MLS. So here from our SunStats, you have a chart builder area, but we teach a whole class on market stats with Matrix, RPR, and more. If you're interested, we invite you to join us. I don't know when the next one is, but when Christy takes over to show you some of the social media stuff, what I'll do is see if we have one set up. If not, we'll look for one on YouTube. But now SunStats includes an infographic creator. So those presets that you can put into a system. So I asked you guys your location. Would anybody share with me a zip code that you're interested in or your office works in? (33130). Excellent. So what you would do here is you would come to the settings area. You know what? I'm gonna add both. So 33130. Right. And I don't want you to think that you need to learn this quick. We also have a video on this, but here we have 33124. Notice how I have my preview of my information and I have my data and my photo. Your agents could have this as well. And I added the 2 zip codes and you gave me another one, 33132. And we're gonna enter those. And I'm gonna save my settings. So this was in the settings in SunStats. And I'm gonna come to my infographic creator because you have the dashboard and you have the chart builder, but the infographic creator is a quick, swift solution that you can download, email, put on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook. And what I'm going to do here is come to the top and select And we'll do Laura's first, which is 33130. And in your area, would you like single family or townhouse and condos? I'm asking you. These statistics are called Sun Stats, and members have direct access from the same place, from the Gateway dashboard through here. I, as an instructor, have to log in, but they have direct access through here. And then what I did was come to the very top to the settings area, and that's where I put in the zip codes that you guys had mentioned. Now, Laura for 33130 or Laura 33130, do you want to do just townhouses and condos or all property types?
All property types is fine.
Alrighty, so I'm gonna select all. And thank you for talking to us, all property types. And
You're very welcome.
Please continue. You can stay on and choose the different metrics, and you can drop down and choose from active, average, cash sales as a percentage of closed sales, dollar volume, median percent of original list price, median sale price, median time to contract, median time to sale, month supply of inventory, new listings, new pending sales, and pending inventory. So you have 6 metrics that you can choose to appear on your infographic. From that drop down, you can drop down on each one, right? And then you click apply. And here I have my metrics, which took an incredible amount of time to create. You saw that, right? Now you chose all property types, so there's 97 closed sales. The median sale price is $525,000, up 46% from a year ago. The active inventory is 181 listings, less 63% less than a year ago. The dollar volume is up 80% at 57.5 million. There are 101 new listings, up 7.4%, and there are new pending sales are 102, up 3% from last year. And here's what I like. I could click Facebook, right? You cannot do it by map. Very good question. Yet, you made me think. You could do this separate by property type, which is why I asked. So I would probably do single family and townhouse separate. So you would get a better gauge on the median price for the property type. Yet, you could do a quick study in matrix of an area. Now, you wouldn't get this beautiful infographic, which is what you want. So the infographic is based off of the zip code. But what you could do, Carla, south of 5th, what does that mean? You need for another zip code then. So let me show you what you can do. You can click to Facebook, right? You can click here and share to Twitter. You can post on LinkedIn, but you can also download this. And why the download is a big deal. What I like about these, oh, by the way, I chose the landscape. We could have also done a square. And the square is a little more apt for Instagram. So I'm going to choose these here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. I didn't understand that it was for South Beach. I think that for what you're looking for, you might want to do a market activity report, and there you could designate an area.
I was thinking the same thing.
And you could actually hone it into buildings or to a section. And then, so what I'm hearing is, Vivian and Carla, is that market stats class might be for you. So that way you can go and draw in the MLS exactly what you're looking for. Now, if I have time, towards the end, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go show you a report that you can create. And then I know that I'm going to say it and Christy's going to show you something else, because that's how we flow. One will do something and then the creative juices will start stirring, and she's going to want to share her expertise. But what I want you to see here is that I can download this. Okay. And what I'm doing by this is attracting people. So to attract people on social media, I can take something like this that's swift to create, and I can come into here quickly and do a post on an area that I cover. And I can tell them for additional details or for specific area of interest for you, contact me. Now, I'm going to look here in my downloads. I can use this and I can quickly share this. I can make it a part of my report. Of course, I'm showing you social media. I can't do a bigger screen because it's Instagram. So you would have to expand on yours or make it bigger. I don't know if you're looking or watching us on a phone or an iPad, or if it's on a screen, make the Zoom take over, because this is Instagram. I could try to make it a little bigger. That's as big as I can. Okay. For more about 33130, you could do something like that. Okay, you could add a location if you wanted to, and then share. Of course, hashtag, etc. I'm just showing you quick.
Love it. I think it looks great.
And to me, it took longer for me to explain it than what it takes for it to happen. So once you create the settings, you just go in and click, which is what it's like, right? And then you have a post here. Another thing that I want to share with you before I go, and I need to come back to that broker page, so give me a second. This broker manager page has information in a newsletter. I could sit here and explain to you one by one, but what I'm going to do is share it with you. Why? So you can actually come in. And if you notice, our 10 in-depth tech series is featured here. We have MLS policy changes, and we do have a 501 class, which talks about policies and procedures. There's resources for new agents. We do have a new agent page, which takes you to the orientation page where they can learn how to log in for the first time, get information on ordering a super key and more. So there's a whole bunch of resources from the broker page. Recruitment, retention, and profitability, MLS resources, right? And info, the okay to advertise with broker instructions. And this is the last thing I'll share with you while I give it over to Christy. Now, this is the okay to advertise, and this is important at office level because it is the broker at the office level that chooses if listings are okay to advertise or not. And then at listing level, then it's chosen. If it's broker indicates no, then it's no. If yes, attribution required or not required, or if it's yes and it still requires written broker permission. So it's written broker permission, no, attribution not required, and attribution required. But for any of this to become available, it's the broker's office that must come in and do a quick modify and select if they're going to do the okay to advertise. And what I'll do is I'll copy this link here and I'll share it in the chat. Okay. And with that, I'm going to stop my portion of the share. And my idea was to give you a little taste of all we can do. And then I'm going to let Christy wow you with the powers of social media and maybe what you could do or show agents and how to leverage social media for your offices. So take it away, Miss Christy.
I love that. So the idea is has that been the whole time?
Oh, I hope not.
I hope not. Oh, maybe it has been. All right, let me try joining audio because I didn't.
I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So normally, hopefully you guys can hear me now. We wanted to, can you hear me? Okay. You guys can hear me? I see we lost you again. Yes. Okay. So the Miami trainers have been using this particular tip when it comes to social media, especially Instagram. So on Instagram, since it's not link friendly, you normally have to create a linked tree. And a linked tree is basically a page that you can create online. It is at no cost to you, and you can link all of your other pages to that page, or any articles or information you want to share with everybody. And then when you post, you'd create a caption that says, available on Linktree, or check my Linktree in my bio so that you can get there. But the more steps that your audience has to make, the less likely they are to get to that piece of resource. So we wanted to share with you. I'm going to go ahead and share my phone, and fingers crossed that it shares correctly. So let's go ahead and open this up. And here you should be seeing my phone. So I just wanted to show you how you can link this information. So for example, let's go ahead and take a look at an example that we can do. And one of the things that I wanted to do was a possible website. So let's say you wanted to put in your website and have them be able to click directly from your page and go into your website. This is the link tree that I was talking about. I'm going to click on here so you guys can see it. You can add this to your Instagram, and you can link multiple things. So for example, today we linked the commercial property search, the South Florida open house, the social media tips, social media resources, where they can register to class, our YouTube channel, Instagram, and much more. This is what that LinkedIn looks like. So it looks really nice, and it is common practice in Instagram. So most people, if they see it on there, will be familiar. But we wanted to kind of take one step, further so that we can highlight what we're posting. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this first link here that says South Florida commercial property search, just so I can pull that link. All right, so I'm here now. So I'm going to copy the link. Copy link right over here. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply it to one of the posts that we've done. So I'm going to exit out of here. And this, for example, is that video that we did. Now, what I could do to maximize exposure here is I can go ahead and use this paper airplane icon. I can click on there, and it's going to allow me to share it to my stories. Or it should be. Look at me. All right, so I don't know if you guys have the same formats, but these days they've switched this up on us. So if I click on the paper icon, I have to add my story up above here. So I'm going to click here, and here's my story. And if they were to click on here, they're going to come back to my reel in my form or in my account. So what we want to do is we want to click on this little happy face up here, and we want to use a linking tool. And that linking tool looks like this. So you're going to click on this linking tool, and then this will give you the opportunity to pop in that link. So I'm going to hard press, and then I'm going to press paste. And now they have that link available to click on. And then aside from that, since you don't want the ugly link to be on your post, you can click on the plus sign where it says customize sticker text, and you can give it a name. So you can say, right, you can input anything you'd like there. I put click to visit our open houses, and then I'm going to tap on the done button. And then from here, I can go ahead and add that link to my post so that anybody who sees my post, they can immediately click on here and link themselves to be able to see that additional post. So I'm going to go ahead and click and share it, for example, tapping on done. And then I'm going to close out. And I'm going to move back into our stories up here. So we're going to click on here. And this is the latest story that I created with you guys. And now when I click this, there's a link. And when I click on it, it'll automatically take me link any page to here. We have some great ideas of things that you can link on here. We do talk about landing pages and Agent 3000. So you can link a landing page. You can link your website. You can make sure that you have maybe more attendance to your office presentations by linking invites to your office. As long as it's on Facebook as an invitation, you can link on there. As long as it's on a link, you can get real creative about anything that you'd like to post. So agent websites, profiles, documents, blogs that they may have, different social media to share is available using this tool. So this is just one of the latest little tips that we are using frequently now. And if you do follow our pages, we are going to be highlighting classes that we'll be teaching. We will be highlighting them in our Instagrams, and you can register for our classes right from Instagram. So that is one of the tips. I hope you guys like it and that you get creative on different ways that you can use it, because we sure have. One more tip, I think that when you're onboarding, if you work with a branch and with a team, I think a great idea when you onboard any new team member or you onboard the process of any new potential customers to begin to request social media handles so that you can grow your business either from potential customers or agents that are new to your branch. Okay. Well, I think that wraps up this small tip with social media. Giving it back to you, Connie.
I think that for today, we've covered most of what we were looking to share. The idea was to give us some time with you, share some information that we do have available, have it be more hands-on. In prior admin days, we've done more and more presentations. I do want to go over with you what we did cover, and a lot of it was on our website, but we did have the link tree, and I shared that via chat. We came into Miami Realtors. We talked a little bit about the gateway. We talked a little bit here about the trainer page. We came to services, right? We saw the free from Miami. We also went ahead and we did the broker page, which I believe I have up here. That's new resources. Yeah, it was from this one. We came back. I shared with you the link. There's a whole bunch of broker information, including outreach. We talked about the series that we offer as far as tech training. We came into this when we were covering free from Miami. Went ahead and we talked about the open house, including South Florida open house, and for commercial, the search, the South Florida. Christy went ahead and she shared with you a video that you could share with your agents to make sure that they have their branding and photo and image everywhere. We actually went into the system, and from the home page, we visited the consumer area and showed you that some people have their picture up, and how it would also define the realtor. We talked about that South Florida open house and South Florida commercial property search, and how on a weekly basis properties are selected and that image is important. And then how we take it a step further and we put it onto social media. We came in and talked a little bit about what is available here in the news and that market snapshot for you to be able to share, and how now there's an image. But then we came into some stats and we created these infographics. Now, would you be able to share or stay for another couple of minutes? Let us know via the chat. Because what I wanted to do was show you how you could come into the system and do a cross-property quick report. So I was going to do a search, cross-property quick, right? And some of you were looking for a distinct location on the beach, correct? And that you can come and look at active, closed, maybe rented in an area. You can choose the property type, and then you can come over to the map. And what I'm going to show you, I'm sure Christy's going to come up with something else, but I'm going to come over to the map.
I'm learning here. I'm learning here. This looks super cool.
And and there was a great tendency for people to use the map this way. Now, you wanted a specific location on the beach. And could you give me maybe a park or something that's located there, close by, the spelling of it? I just want you to see how you could jump to an address. Or if you have an address of a building, they'll take it there.
Miami Beach Park, is it called this? I don't remember. I'm thinking that's that cute water park.
Let's see what it does.
Let's see what it does. LUMMUS.
Okay. No matches.
No matches.
Yeah. It narrowed it there.
It should be an ocean.
It is. Right there. So what I did was take something like the park and put it here to search. And then you guys wanted, was it something underneath it? So this area here, close to South Point. So if you wanted to study this area here, so you want to do the 5th, which is this area here, correct? So, oh, Matrix decided to take a deep dive into I don't know where. Alrighty, let me come out a second and show you. So you want to study, I guess, a line from here down to South Point Park. So I'm gonna make it so that I can see that. And you may want to find out about activity in an area. By the way, at this Ventura office, what I did was actually zone in on a couple of buildings. But here we're going to do that area, and you can do a polygon here, and you can come from A1A, and let's say it was straight to the water, come out this way, come over here, and come here. And just there, my criteria, right, is active, closed, and rented for the last 6 months. Anything that's been in the MLS, and I come into results. Now I can sit here and sort this, right? I could sort it by property type, correct? And I can see here that I have sales of homes. I have condos, right? Let me put 100 to a page so we can look a little more. And then I have here the ability to see, let's see what else we have. Condo. More condo closed sales, correct? That's fine. And then we have some active rentals in an area. And then I sneakily have the price, listing price per square foot here, add, and an advertisement permitted because that's what we were looking at that day. And I have a sale price, if any, and you can actually put sale price per square foot if you wanted to as well up here. And since I'm talking to you about it, let me go ahead and come into here and show you that you can insert a column. I'm sure you guys know how to do this. And apply. So we had sales, we would see them here as well. And then I'm going to look further down and we have additional rentals. And the rentals here. Perfect. Now, if I really wanted to, I could come and do it by subdivision, right? And I could, have it come and tell me organized by meridian, condo, apogee, and the sales that have occurred in that building. right? Now, I could take all of this and I can select it and create the columns, right? And manage to display how I like, and I could export it. But then I would have to study it. And that's a lot of work. So when someone wants to know the activity in an area, now I'm not saying that this is the best way to do it, but when you want to gather info, you want it to be all combined and say, this is what's happening in the location. Now, I went and I did everything south of 5th. You could come into the map, and this is something that I wanted to show you. I could come here and the Apogee, right? Click enter, and I could be just on a building. We're deciding to look at the whole area. I want you to know that. But here with the results from here, I can select everything from my results. And I could come to print and have the system sort for me what's happening at the location. Now, what's happening in the area. And all you have to here actually and select the one-line summary report and PDF. And some of you will tell me, well, how can I use this? Well, if you have somebody who's has an invest property and want to see if the property rents in that area because that area is hot, it's high end, will be there. This is a great way for you to show the activity that there's been in the last 6 months. You could have done it for a year because we could have extended it for 360 days. But here you have a business opportunity, a commercial, and then you have single family 1 that's active, right? And then you have 2 closed sales in the last 6 months. And they range from 2 million for to 6 as a high. And the median price was 4.2 million. And actually it sold at 86.9% of the sale price versus original price. Convert to a graph. To be able to convert it, would probably want to do a line report or connectivity report in that area. And that's where I know that I'm going to show you something. And I know Christy will come up with something, but we'll create something for you to be able to see. Now, remember, I did the whole section. So then you have condos. I didn't isolate in one address. For condos, you have active for sale current in this area. 5 listing, ranging from 260K to 38 million. Of course, because we're looking at different buildings and different items, right? And then you have closed sales in the last 6 months for condos. You have 240 closed sales, lasting an average of 110 days on the market, selling at 95.6% of the original price, so practically at list price. And then I want to bring you here. Where the stats here, square footage, right? I'm going to try to bring you to one that has a header so I can show you. Right? You have the low, the medium, the high, right? And then this is the average square foot, and this is the price per square foot. And this is the average year built. Now you have residential docks, and then you have rentals in the area. So if you're not sure of what's happening, not all rentals occur in the multiple listing service, but here you have addresses that do rent. And rentals that are active right now are 142, ranging from 66K to a low of 8. Service 20 days from 15, right? 29 days. So you have all this info. And by the way, I did a huge chunk of area. You could actually come back in, and that's what I was trying to show you. And to study a building, This is a great tool to study a building. A great tool to study a building. Because you can get all of the rental activity, all of the sale activity, anything that's pending or everything, all in one location. It's very hard to get that all in one place. And for it to spit it and give it to by address property so we can select it. You see here I have trying to pick one as rental and sale. $400, $450, but we don't have any sales. We have 400 Alton. 450 Alton looks like it's all rental. Oh, there we have it. 450 Alton Road. So another thing that you could do with a report like this is you could do search cross property quick. And if you're working a series of buildings or you want buildings, you could put the addresses. So I'm going to put here 450 Alton, and I'm going to, because remember that sale close, and I want the activity for a year. And you're going to say, oh, but in these conditions, I don't want to see a year. You always want to see a year of activity. If it's too much, you can go to the 6 months, but first I want to see what's there. So I have something like this, and I can come to results. And do I want to decipher all of this? No. Let me give the system a minute. I let the system do the work, select all, print. And here I selected 2. Did you see? And we're going to come to print a PDF. I think you can do it up to 200. It'll give you an area there where it won't let you do the side by side. And the reason I like the side by side, even though I should have told you that we first should have sorted the listings by property type, so the sales were first and the rentals were later. Or is if someone's looking to invest or wondering if they should buy or if they should sell, or okay, I'm going to rent, but I foresee in the future buying, because that's what we have. Currently have a mix of people that they want to know what the area is like first and then decide to buy. You could take a report like this and say, look, this is what's happening in the area. You can rent, but please note that this is the cost of owning. So here you have active properties. There are 7 currently, and closed sales in the last year have been 36. They've averaged 154 days on the market, selling at 94% of the list price. They range from 500,000 to 5 million. Remember, we're studying one building. We have one pending that's been 403 days on the market, right? And then we have a residential rental here of 16 actives, and what they rent for from 5,900 to 25,000. We have one pending rental, and we have 16 rented, lasting 31 days on the market, 4,100 being the low, 30K being the high. And you have information here. And what I like about the report is that it gives you whether it's furnished or not furnished, the number of beds, the number of baths, the square footage. Of course, a year built, it's a building, it's all one. The price per square foot, the original price and the list price, the sold price, the percent of the sale price versus original price, and the date that it was sold. You have so much information compacted into a little item. Now, but what I really like about this one is the side-by-side view. By the way, I did a whole building, right? If you wanted to get hyper info, like you wanted just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, you would come here into here, and in your criteria, put 2-bed, 2-bath. And if you wanted to be nitpicky, if you knew the square footage of that particular unit type or column in the building that you're looking for is 1,100, because you know the other 2-bedroom, 2-bath is actually 1,500, you could put 2-bed, 2-bath and put 1,100 in your criteria and actually search specifically for one type. Maybe give yourself a little more. But if I wanted to do a study of the whole building, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right? Then I get the results and I can do the same thing as well. So this is about maybe being more efficient and being able to provide more detail to your agents, to your office, for you guys to be in the forefront of having information that you could provide quick. And then this isn't about knowing it all. This is about an efficiency factor. Sometimes you need to be able to get information quick, but you also need to be able to step away from the phones and do what you need to do. And this report sort of gives you that. So I hope this was an extra. I hope it helped. I hope you liked it. And I hope that you can see the use for it.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Any questions as I rambled on? If we have another one of these in September, I don't foresee the summer because I know the summers are rough for everyone. If we have another one in September, what do you want to see? You're very welcome, Marina, and you're welcome, Carla. What would you like to see in a class like this? I'll give you an example. I'm giving Form Simplicity next week to brokers. I still don't have my access, so we might have to see how that's doing. But would you want to see something like that? Or what is it that you're looking for? How is statistics, or you want more stats? So I think that now on September and in September, what we'll do is we'll focus on stats, and we'll come back and bring you different ways that you can get statistics that you could provide as far as agent productivity, office productivity, and get you some info like that. And yeah, Christy got you that class. I think it's this week, whatever it's in next hour.
Next month, I think.
Yeah, I didn't look at the date. Thank you so much for joining us and for having come. Have a great afternoon. Any new changes, but regarding what? You do know that we have a whole bunch of rental information available now. Would something like that help out? And knowing what products and services are available to agents regarding rental? Yeah. So I think, okay, so rent stats and then rental.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of new stuff coming in for rentals that we can share.
So we'll try to re-engage, and we'll send that email that we sent out earlier this week. We'll try to do one in September. Yeah, Maria, thank you.
Maybe that would be cool. Like an overview of just new stuff, like new programs, new stuff that's coming in. There's some apps, some social media apps that are coming our way with Corded.io, PhotoFly.
So why don't we do that? We'll do new, and then we'll have a session for you guys to ask us questions. A copy of this class. Yeah. I'll go ahead and send it to those of you that came.
Maybe we can share it to the admin group. And if anybody wants
have an
to.
admin group on Facebook. Thank you, Christy. You see, she's brilliant. I can't think anymore. Not even with the coffee. Someone to here. That's a good group. Here's the admin group.
We do have an admin group, so sometimes new stuff is posted there. Sometimes when a program or a service is going through an update, we'll add that there. Little tips, tricks for admins. Please join, and we'll share that with information with you. Okay. Upcoming classes, stuff like that.
All right, so I think we're going to shoot for September, and we'll strive for new stuff, and then we'll do a little side tip of statistics while we're here. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. It's always great to be able to reach out, and boy, do I love Zoom. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you for staying. I did go over almost 20 minutes. Oops. Have a wonderful afternoon, and please take care, and see you soon.
Bye. Bye.